I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today because we're going to explore a really fascinating blueprint together. We're talking about making that massive fundamental shift away from the exhausting paycheck-to-paycheck cycle that, frankly, traps way too many of us, and moving toward a highly effective modern wealth-building system. Over the next few minutes, we're going to figure out exactly what financially savvy people are doing right now to secure their futures in an economic landscape that's shifting faster than ever before.
Listen to this for a second. While most people are buying things that lose value, smart investors are quietly buying assets that make them richer every year. Seriously, that right there is the absolute core of everything we're unpacking today. It establishes a totally different mindset, like an insider secret. The average person gets a pay bump and immediately thinks about what they can buy to upgrade their lifestyle. But a brand new car, it loses 20% of its value the literal second the tires hit the street. Sure, it feels great for a moment, but it actively depletes your net worth. The wealthy? They operate on a completely different frequency. They are quietly accumulating tools that work for them day in and day out.
So here is our roadmap for today. First, consuming versus owning. Second, index funds and real estate. Third, AI and digital brands. Fourth, cash flow producing side businesses. And finally, number 5, your financial future. I'm going to systematically break down the specific vehicles you need to execute this entire financial paradigm shift today.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, consuming versus owning. Now, you've got this really stark contrast. On one side, we have consuming, buying liabilities. It's those temporary lifestyle upgrades. Like buying the 14th iteration of the exact same smartphone just because it has a slightly better camera. Honestly, it just keeps you on a treadmill. But on the other side, we have owning. This means acquiring assets that actually grow in value and generate income. Wealthy individuals ruthlessly prioritize ownership over consumption. They want the deed, they want the equity, they want the shares, because they know for sure that buying liabilities keeps you stuck, while owning assets is what builds the actual road to freedom. Appreciating and cash flow producing assets, resources acquired to grow in monetary value over time or to generate a consistent stream of income. So the crucial point is, an appreciating asset is basically a silent worker in your financial ecosystem. Think of a piece of land or an investment portfolio that just becomes intrinsically more valuable over a decade. A cash flow asset, on the other hand, that's a monthly paycheck you didn't even have to clock in for. It puts a check in your bank account every single month, regardless of what you decide to do that day. These are the true tools that permanently change your financial future. All right, Section 2, index funds and real estate. Let's look at the reliable, traditional foundations of a strong portfolio. The very first asset we're exploring is the unsung hero of modern wealth, index funds and exchange-traded funds, or ETFs. These act like a basket of top companies, so you don't have to go out and pick individual winning stocks, which, let's be real, is a losing game for most of us anyway. By buying a tiny piece of the entire stock market, you gain broad market exposure. Financially savvy everyday Americans are building staggering wealth reliably just by treating this like a mandatory monthly bill. It's absolutely ideal for monthly auto investing. You set it, you forget it, and you just let the broader economy do the heavy lifting for you over the decades. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. If you spend 10 years buying depreciating liabilities, your wealth flatlines. You spend the money, the value drops, and your net worth stays totally stagnant. But redirecting that exact same capital into index funds unleashes compound interest, where your money literally starts making its own money. Historically, the broader stock market has the potential to double your money roughly every 7 to 10 years. That exponential curve creates a massive, almost unbelievable gap in wealth over time. The compound interest acts like a giant snowball rolling down a hill, gathering mass and speed the longer you leave it alone.
Then we have asset number 2, real estate and rental income. People often call this a dual threat asset because it provides both property appreciation and monthly cash flow. The physical property itself generally becomes more valuable over the long term, while tenants are actually paying down your mortgage and providing you with monthly income. Across modern American cities right now, young professionals are strategically utilizing house hacking. This just means buying a small multi-unit property, living in one unit, and renting out the others to cover the mortgage. It's a physical, tangible cornerstone of wealth that secures this amazing dual benefit.
Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 3, AI and digital brands, the digital frontier.
So you might be wondering, how exactly is the AI boom changing wealth creation? Honestly, it's the defining question of this decade. The tech landscape isn't just giving us fun new gadgets, it's rapidly generating entirely new classes of modern assets that literally didn't even exist a few short years ago.
The answer to that question is asset number 3, AI-related businesses and skills. Smart investors and operators are aggressively leveraging the AI boom to create entirely new market efficiencies. Just think about an operator using AI to automate customer service or write code in seconds. They're doing the work of a 10-person team from a single laptop. The skill set to operate these tools is a massive asset all by itself. Acquiring high-value technical skills in AI is kind of like owning a highly sought-after piece of intellectual real estate. It makes you indispensable and dramatically increases your earning power.
Building right off that digital momentum, we have Asset 4, digital businesses and online brands. The barrier to entry here has basically vanished. You can participate in startup culture and launch a laptop business from your kitchen table anywhere in the country. Step 1, start the business. Step 2, build a personal brand to establish authentic trust with an audience. And then Step 3, scale it digitally for global reach. An online brand with a loyal audience is a highly valuable digital asset. You can monetize it, sell it, or leverage it. It's a piece of digital property that you completely own and control.
Which brings us to Section 4, cash flow producing side businesses.
The fifth asset on our playbook is all about establishing side businesses that act as reliable cash flow engines for your portfolio. And to be clear, we aren't talking about a side hustle where you trade your weekends driving for ride shares for a few extra bucks. No, this is a systemized operation. It could be an e-commerce store, a digital agency, or a specialized consulting practice. The ultimate goal here isn't just to buy a nicer watch. It's to actively generate surplus cash to fund the purchase of more index funds, more real estate, and more long-term assets. This is the active engine for your wealth machine.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it summarizes the whole shebang. It proves this isn't just some random shopping list of things you could buy. It's a completely cohesive, closed-loop strategy. High-demand AI skills amplify your digital brand. Your digital brand and side businesses throw off surplus cash flow, which you then immediately pour right back into index funds and real estate for long-term appreciation and dual-benefit growth. Every single piece of the puzzle feeds perfectly into the next to build unstoppable financial momentum.
Finally, let's bring it home with Section 5, your financial future.
Buying the right assets early permanently changes your financial trajectory. The modern landscape is shifting rapidly, and honestly, every single day you wait is a day of compound interest lost. It's a day of cash flow missed. We live in an era where the divide between those who simply consume and those who own is growing wider by the minute. Making the conscious choice today, right now, to prioritize true ownership over temporary lifestyle upgrades is absolutely the key to lasting wealth. Don't get left behind.
The biggest financial mistake is spending your best years only consuming instead of owning. Let that challenge you for a moment. Take a hard look at your own spending habits this week. Are you simply trading your hard-earned time for things that will be worthless in 5 years? Or are you building a fortress of assets that will literally pay you for the rest of your life? The choice is entirely yours. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will leave you to start your journey from consumer to owner today.